every single day we do some variation of a ball security circuit, gauntlet drill, C2 split 2, different variations of working the techniques and fundamentals that we try to apply when having the ball in your hands. We're probably going to have to continue to emphasize different ways of drilling, what comes up. Alex's was kind of, really Alex's and Brandon's are, that one comes up a lot when you're going to the ground, finishing forward, and it's that punch you can't see coming, where you need to have, maintain those 5 points of pressure and kind of all the way through the finish to the ground, and it's the hardest thing. And then Justin, clearly very, nobody's more torn up about that one than Justin. But we try to emphasize, only reaching the ball out on 4th down, but he's a competitor, and he's playing a heck of a football game and making plays, and he's trying to do whatever he can to win, because that's ultimately what he cares about the most. But that was incredibly unfortunate at the time, and very similar to last week, late in the 2-minute end of first half, a chance to have the lead going into halftime, and then before you know it, the game got away from us.
Kevin, on Justin's, it looked like when he could spit on the field, affected their ability to start the run.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job early on. They gave Philly some different looks, played a different structure of defense to try to help in any way we could against the zone read and all the plays off of it. They were just short fields and having to overcome, and eventually they were just put in too many tough spots. But a couple times ball got thrown over our head. That's going to happen when you're trying to defend so many aspects of the run game and the pressure looks and all those things. But those were big explosives down the field were hurt us, because we were doing some good things early on. We wanted to make them have to drive it, wanted to run it, first, second, third, and see if we could possibly turn the football over. But with the turnover margin being what it was, they were just on the field too much.
Did Darius aggravate it? He was able to take punishment and produce?
Yeah, I thought just his decision-making, his ability to see the field. I mean, there were some unique coverages to Justin going on out there, and he was able to, assess and use some of those play-pass snaps to be aggressive with his arm when we could protect him a little bit. But even then, a lot of times when you're not running it well, those same play-pass protections, they mirror the run game in a lot of ways. And he was standing in there. Thought he was just tremendously tough. Ran those 2-minute drives to get us back into the game and at least give us a swing. Had an onside kick that didn't work out, but just really overall, for coming here, playing the way he did under those circumstances, I do know this: Kirk Cousins played absolutely well enough for us to win the football game, and I think there's a lot that he can pull out of it, and I know his teammates felt it as well.
How long?
All right, a tough loss. Solid opponent. Shot ourselves in the foot with the turnovers. Similar story now the first 2 weeks in that case. I'm sure that's been said a lot to you guys now post game, but it ought to be. And it's difficult to win in this league when you lose the turnover battle by 1, let alone by the margin we've lost it by. So we got to fix those mistakes and not let it continue. And then, obviously proud of the way guys fought. Continue to feel like we have, guys who can make plays and be explosive and make this offense go. And, Kevin's going to give us a lot of opportunity to do that. So we're going to call a lot of guys' numbers. And, I guess that's really all I have to say. So take any questions you have.
How's the finish?
Yeah,
what
great
does that
line.
say about him?
It's a great question, great line. That was the first thing I said to him. When he came off the field on the sideline, I put my arm around him. I just said, the finish is what I love. You got us 6 points instead of running out, with our red zone offense. And it's tremendous. If you watch his tape from college, he's catching post routes for Pitt. He's catching post routes for USC. He's good at it. When he first got here, I told him I watched his tape, and that was what I saw. And he said, it's my favorite route. And he said it with a lot lower energy than I just said it now. He's a very natural receiver, and that's going to show up in the way he runs routes, the way he catches the football, and the way he, after the catch, makes plays.
Doing that even if it's
in
that moment where
you have your, when you talk ball security and fundamentals, you always say, hey, don't reach for the end zone unless it's 4th down, and yet players do it all the time and score a touchdown. And so, we often joke that, don't reach for the end zone if you're not going to score. Is kind of the wink, So it's tough, and players are instinctual and in the moment. He's so aware of where he is on the field that he reaches for it. But I'm going to be hard on myself, right? I'm going to say, look, that ball shouldn't have stopped him. The ball stops him, so he has to go up and get it and then has to pull through. What if I threw a perfect ball? And what if it had dropped right in the bucket? Maybe he runs in untouched. So, again, going back to, we don't even have to have that moment if I can throw a perfect pass and drop it in the bucket to him,